Aloha Wahinis, send me your art that I can use for the channel. I like to see what you guys can come up with. You know, it's funny, I got into YouTube to laugh at SJWs and examine the culture war through the lens of comics and pop culture. I had seen the anti-Euro, anti-male hatred and finally said, screw it. I wanted to speak up and at least do my small part in telling these people to go F themselves and call out the racism and sexism and who's behind it. I wanted to go into more serious and darker topics, no pun intended, Kimmel and Silverman. But just at the time I'm ready to get into it, YouTube is moving into pure unboxing videos, kitten and puppy, adorable animals, that kind of thing. The worst thing I saw on YouTube, I mean in terms of soul-crushing despondency, was a father playing with a remote control car while his kids pretended to be excited. I not only wanted to die, I wanted an asteroid to destroy the Earth and the debris to get sucked into a black hole. That video was the equivalent of Nero fiddling while Rome burns. America in the West is being destroyed and we are fat and distracted with bread and circuses. I see some of the channels that have been kicked off YouTube. I don't even know if I can mention their names. I'll just say James A. If James A got kicked off YouTube, then it's sort of a bad sign. I didn't watch him too often, but I didn't hear him say anything too crazy. He seemed like a pretty plain Jane conservative. If YouTube is going to kick off guys like that, then it's over for any fun, edgy content. YouTube has finally changed forever, or at least it will December 10th. Take a look at some of Diversity in Comics shows from 2 years ago. He doesn't talk like that anymore because someone would complain to YouTube and his video would get removed and eventually his channel. Actually, if there are channels that focus on live streams, YouTube could take them down because they can't put ads on live streams, at least not yet. YouTube is the largest video site in the world. When they deplatform you, it's like being kicked out of the town square. The only cool thing about that is that DLive and BitChute are getting all the edgy content, and maybe some other video sharing platforms. If you guys know of any cool ones, let me know. I don't want to even see Louis Farrakhan deplatformed. If his ideas are good, then they should be heard. If they are bad, they should be rebutted. By censoring him, you're just telling me that perhaps you can't rebut his ideas. What do he or people like him have to say that is so powerful? Perhaps his viewpoint needs to be examined. When YouTube kicks off James and the others, does it mean they fear what he has to say? Maybe we should be listening. Actually, I will be glad when all the fun channels get kicked off and go to DLive and BitChute. At least it's just one place to go find them. DLive for the live streams and BitChute for the video content. And eventually either BitChute will be able to do live streaming and we'll switch to one or the other. The largest video sharing site on earth is deplatforming conservatives. How do you think that's going to affect future elections? I did a video the other day about how immigration is changing the makeup of America. The cohesiveness of what was once a high-trust, high-IQ society has all changed since 1965, when they gave America away. I used too many hot words, so they actually had a human being review it and censor it. So essentially, YouTube is saying only the open borders point of view is acceptable. Does that strike you as odd? Does that make you vaguely uncomfortable? Do you realize how powerful Google and the other big tech companies are? Most people don't realize how much power they have because they never get on their bad side. It's only when the tech companies deperson you that you realize who your masters are. Most businesses are going to have an inherent internet presence. And what happens if you look at a website that big tech doesn't approve of? They could kick you off Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, delete your online storage, your emails. In the blink of an eye, your business is ruined, your life has changed forever. Should tech companies have this much power? But I'm a libertarian, bro. The market will solve the problem. One, it may take the market a decade to solve the problem. What are you supposed to do with your business in the meantime? Two, take YouTube, for example. Huge division of Google. Don't be evil. They run a lot of ads. They must be making a nice profit. I thought the same thing, but apparently not. They're willing to lose money now to capture market share and control the narrative. And what viewpoints do big tech censor? Right of center views. Why? Look at who controls the companies. When they censor right of center viewpoints, they are controlling the politics of the nation and the demographics forever. So do we the people run our nation, or does big tech? I won't say it, but you know what I'm thinking. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Big tech is the not-so-secret power who is really running nations. We only think we're in charge. It's mostly an illusion. Just start your own platform, man. And when the globalists get the servers and hosts to deny service, what about when Bank of America and Chase Bank closes your account and refuses to do business with you? Just start your own country where you can be free. Well, some of your ancestors did exactly that, but they weren't careful enough not to allow the globalists in. They came in, grew more and more powerful, and we ended up where we are now, a country that's about one-half European, one-third Mexican, which seems odd because Mexico, Central America, South America are very large, and America is a relatively small place, built mostly by Englishmen, Irishmen, and Western Europeans, and they built an amazing place. A place so great that the rest of the world wanted to get in on the action. The globalists were behind the scenes the whole time, working to open the borders. What was once a unified country is a place where you hear more Spanish than English. People have been here for generations and they never bothered to learn English. They don't need to. The welfare is in their native language. Doesn't it seem weird that a nation would bring in millions of people who spend their life on welfare? But we mustn't complain or the media will call us racist. We mustn't mention our own destruction or we'll get kicked off social media. We'll be depersoned for wrongthink. Look at the childish rates, the drug use, the single motherhood, alcoholism, suicide. That's not a healthy people with a hope in the future. It's a sick, depressed, despondent people. It's not a suicide, it's a murder. Look at CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Fox, Slate, Salon, Vox, BuzzFeed, Mike, Now This, The Hill. Who runs them? Who controls them? Elon Musk asked that question and people lost their freaking minds. I wish I had a channel back then. That would have been a very interesting topic. You ever stop to wonder why the media has such an extreme left-wing bias? Why you only hear one side, the left-wing side of an issue? Remember when CNN was saying how ridiculous the idea was that Guatemalans were coming to America? They were so far away, the idea was preposterous. Except that they weren't walking. I guess I have to censor it, can't say it on YouTube. The censored for open borders rented trucks to bring the Guatemalans to the border. Why would the censored do that? It should activate your almonds. Start thinking. Why do I said censored? Because they won't allow the video to go up if I say the word. People are waking up, but it's too late to save America. There's no way you're going to deport 50 million people back across the border because they can vote. But it's not too late to save Europe. Look what happened where the Englishmen dare to talk about what the Muslims are doing in what was their country. They get put in prison. They get kicked off social media. Back in the 90s when Clinton was in office, right-wing radio was talking about the New World Order, the one world government, the all-seeing eye, all that kind of stuff. It all sounded like tinfoil hat stuff. Well, it sounded like tinfoil hat stuff to me then. Less than 20 years later, you have a United Nations so powerful that it won't allow England to go free. All the Rush Limbaughs, Newt Gingrich's, Pat Buchanan's were right. Those crusty old, intolerant Christian Republicans were right the whole time. Who controls the narrative? It's people like Sarah Silverman, Jimmy Kimmel, both racists who hate white people. In case you're wondering, they don't identify as white for reasons. Both wear blackface and use racial slurs. There seems to be different rules for people like them. Why? Because they and their friends control the narrative. Oh, what's this? Man Show, Season 3, Episode 6. Jimmy Kimmel wears blackface to mock Oprah Winfrey. Shocking. Shocking. Why are there different rules for different people? Why does Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman even dressed up like the Austrian corporal? What a power couple. Different rules for different people. Anyway, guys, you made it to the end of this video. Yeah, there's the sheer hubris of these people to think that we don't see them. They think it's all flyover country, the way they talk about us. They're not, remember, these people, these entertainers, these dancing monkeys, they're not laughing with us. They're laughing at us. There's us and them, and they do not consider themselves part of us. And there they are, the rich and powerful, the elite. Anyway, like I said, send me your art to BiancaZombie602 at gmail.com. assuming, Google maintains the email account, the YouTube account, the online storage, whatever they want to maintain or whatever they choose not to maintain. You guys know what I'm saying. And I will see you all on DLive. I have a DLive account. I haven't started live streaming there yet. And on BitChute. I get off they give me a little timeout. They gave me first 24 hours timeout because I said something regrettable about parents of trans children. I said, it wasn't the kid's fault. It was the parents were mentally ill. And I instantly deleted it. And then Twitter gave me a 24-hour timeout. But when they show you the tweet that had to be deleted, the tweet was blank because I had already removed it, but they still gave me the 24-hour timeout. Weird, huh? And because I knew I regretted saying it as soon as I said it. And then the second thing I said was, everyone's joking around for something about single mother. Oh my God. It was the guy who made sure his daughter was a virgin, that kind of thing. And we're talking about, that's a whole nother article about why, it's a whole nother thing. And it's really sensitive topic about single motherhood, black single motherhood, white single motherhood, Hispanic single motherhood. And I said, thought's gonna thought, THOT, that hoe over there. Well, that's a week off Twitter for saying that. It seems kind of extreme. So that means the next thing I say on Twitter, I'm going to lose that account, and that phone number is going to be burned. And it'll probably, that phone number, it's a burner phone anyway. We'll probably burn all the Twitter accounts associated with it. I mean, not a problem. You just get more burner phones. But they control the narrative. I'm speaking out against single motherhood. I think it's a bad thing to be a single mother. I think maybe welfare is not such a good thing because it's encouraging single motherhood, drug use, future felons, that kind of thing. So they kicked me off Twitter for saying that. Seems kind of odd, doesn't it? Anyway, I will see you guys, and hopefully you send me art. I really like looking at it. Okay, guys.